Tragedy unfolding in a neighborhood in Galveston. Police say a 16-year-old is accused of shooting and killing her own mother. And now investigators are trying to figure out why.
The mother of the woman who died told me over the phone that she heard the gunshots last night and said it was a complete surprise. The 16-year-old ran from the home after the shooting.
It's hard to hear that they might be charging her as an adult because our frontal lobe doesn't fully form until we're 25, which means impulse control, ability to fully understand the gravity of their actions isn't quite there.
Children's dad, she tattooed his name all over her body just to find him. She ended up finding him in bed with a crackhead. Then I think at one point she moved to Boston to be engaged with some guy.
I was so mad at first, but as I got to talking to people and actually just thinking about what might have really happened, or mental health is real. It's gonna take me.
I know when I was coming up, it was kids should be down on boy. I'm telling you, you didn't raise your voice back at your parents. You didn't talk back at your parents. You didn't do any of these crazy things. It would always say kids need to be seen, not heard.
As soon as I come through, I let that chopper off. Pow, pow. That's not a chopper sound. I'm sorry. As soon as I come through, I kill everybody. We killing one person. No, we kill everybody. When I'm in the club, I make it rain. I'm gonna pick that up.
Your girl, little Nine in the building, baby.
Say good morning to my little Khalil. Hey.
On the evening of September the 12th, 2025, with less than 2 months before her 17th birthday, Naya made a decision that would forever change her life. Last year, when she turned 16, she anxiously waited for the clock to strike midnight, celebrating the milestone by uploading a video on her social media account. But this year, instead of waiting for the clock to strike 12 a.m. with excitement to turn 17, she'll be spending her birthday in juvenile detention, accused of taking her own mother's life. But before Tia's daughter would be accused of taking her life, Tia had just celebrated a milestone of her own. She turned 34 on July the 17th, and those close to her say she was proud of being a mother, working hard to give her 5 children everything they needed and wanted, and she was doing her best to start a new chapter in her life. Now, just months earlier, she took to social media to share another accomplishment. Back on November the 28th of 2024, she shared a social media status and she wrote, "First time sober on a holiday. No alcohol, no nothing." And then a month later, she would follow that up and she would say, "5 months, no drugs. I'm happy for me." Now, these 2 posts to her were a symbol of her moving forward. But since her death, those very posts have resurfaced online, with some people using them to suggest there was more going on behind the scenes between her and her 16-year-old daughter. But Tia herself had celebrated them as a fresh start, proof that she was pushing forward with her life, and her friends are going to say the same as well. And those who knew her best say that the tension between her and her 16-year-old daughter who took her life had been building long before this tragedy, because her daughter was out of control and Tia was simply trying to be a parent. But before we get into those posts, I want to give you a little bit of background about this 16-year-old alleged suspect in this matter. Although authorities haven't released many details about her because she is a minor, family members have filled in some of the gaps. They describe a teenager who growing up was involved in competitive dancing and even spent time in California with her father's side of the family. Back then, those who knew her say she shared a close bond with her mom, Tia. In fact, there's an undated photo that Tia uploaded on her social media account, and it says, "I miss you, Naya Poo. June coming soon. Just wait on it. My road dog, firstborn daughter." So many of her friends said that before the alleged suspect in this matter became out of control, her and her mother shared a very close bond. Now, Tia also had another photo of her and the suspect and said, "I can't wait to see my honey, Renaya Poo. She been gone forever in Cali with her dad's side of the family, 2 more weeks." And that was on August the 30th of 2015. Tia also uploaded a photo of Renaya and her father, and she said, "Daddy and daughter." And she followed that up with another photo, and she said, "Look at them. Oh, I miss her. I'm so happy for Renaya. She really missed her dad." Now, somewhere along the lines, some time had passed, and family members say that whatever was going on with Naya, that she started running away from home. In fact, there was a post years later that surfaced back on June the 29th, 2022. It says, "My niece Renaya has been missing over 24 hours. If you all know her whereabouts, please contact me. Share, please." And then they updated and said she's been found. Thanks, everyone. So although the tension between Tia and Renaya had been building for quite some time, according to family members, Tia was doing the best that she could with Renaya, who they also refer to as Naya. So Tia's daughter, because Tia has 5 children, Renaya unfortunately took her life, so she has 4 children now that will have to live without her, along with Renaya, who's in juvenile detention. But one of her other daughters took to social media to defend her mom, and here's what she said. "Here's the truth for all these lies. My mother never abused us. My sister lied. My sister wanted to be grown and started trying to live her own life at the ripe age of 12. My mother punished her by taking her phone, no going outside. She would still sneak out. I even have told her get her act together when she first started acting up. My mother tried to give her help. She did not want to take it. Stop saying my mother did anything to my sister. That is also a lie. My mom rarely even let her boyfriend spend the night. And if he came over, he didn't leave the room, not even to eat. My mother would bring him his plate. My mom's bathroom right next to her room. That's the only time he'll leave the room unless he was going home. Excuse me. Our rooms were all the way in the back of the house, had no reason to be back there, so he wasn't. So please stop all these lies. Me and my family are grieving." Now, because authorities have not released a lot of details, there's only this short news clip. So listen to what the authorities have to say, and then I'm going to read another post from Tia's daughter to explain some of what she says occurred.
Sherman, the mother of the woman who died, told me over the phone that she heard the gunshots last night and said it was a complete surprise. She's wondering why her granddaughter could have done something like this, and that's the question police and neighbors want answered to. Galveston police descending on Avenue Q near 52nd Street last night after neighbors heard multiple gunshots. Investigators say a 34-year-old woman identified as Tiamoya Moore was found shot at a home. She was taken to the hospital where she died. According to police, witnesses told them the suspect was Moore's 16-year-old daughter. Have you noticed any previous issues at the home?
No.
That's what makes the shooting all the more surprising for neighbor Graciela Molina, who lives across the street. She says she was checking her mail last night when she heard yelling.
She was screaming. She was screaming. And I hear boom, 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 boom. Like, I hear 5.
Bullet holes visible in the walls of the home and other nearby houses. This neighbor says he was startled by the gunfire.
Yes, I was in the kitchen and I hear the shots and we come out and then all the police cars.
Galveston police say they were told the 16-year-old ran from the home after the shooting, but as they were processing the scene, she came back and was taken into custody.
This area is pretty calm. There's not really that. This street is kind of busy, but it's still calm here.
Cecily Henderson with the Resource and Crisis Center of Galveston County says when it comes to avoiding family violence, communication is key. What can parents and kids do to talk to each other to avoid it getting to this point?
Right. De-escalation techniques. Keep talking to your kids. Even if they don't want to talk to you, just keep going back and back.
The 16-year-old is being held at the Juvenile Justice Center for the offense of murder. Police say it's still unclear what led up to the shooting and the investigation is ongoing.
Okay, so as you heard in the news clip, the grandmother was there and she says that she heard the gunshots and she was in complete surprise because she doesn't know why this happened. And neighbors were also stunned by this as well. So drop your comments and let me know, what are your thoughts about this case so far? Now, of course, there is her friend, and we're going to get into that news clip. Now, she did say in the news article, she did explain that her and Tia have known each other since they were in diapers and they were more like family and sisters, and you're going to hear from her. Now, the reason that she decided to go on the news, according to her post, she said, I will be on the news tonight on behalf of my cousin, because forget y'all ain't slandering her name. I love you forever, baby. You know I'll always have you. It's time for the world to know, and be quiet. So because of all of these online rumors and speculations about what potentially happened, if the mom, Tia, did something to the daughter, then her friend, who also she calls her cousin, she felt compelled to go on the news and to clear the air as to far as what the family, at least from her perspective, what happened. And as I said, Tia has the other daughter who has been going online leaving comments, under various videos. And some that I want to point out is because she says there's been speculation that there was a fight. She says there was no fight. My mom turned around and screamed when she saw my sister. Very heartbreaking to know that she has to live with losing her mother and knowing that it was her own sister who took her life. And she left another comment and she said, someone said, watch, this has to do with a sorry man. She said, no, it does not. This is my mother and my sister, and it does not have anything to do with the dude. And then someone said, I'm so sorry about your mom. And there was another comment that was left. It says, so nobody was there but her and your mom. If that's the case, then only your mom and your sister really know what happened. She said, my granny and my uncle and my cousin were there, which they witnessed it happen. So this is the reason why she's been going online, leaving comments, and she did upload a photo and she said, having a need my mom moment just to remember she's not here. Very heartbreaking. So again, she has been responding and leaving comments on various videos. Now I'm going to play this news clip of her friend. If you haven't already done so, please consider liking the video, drop a comment, let me know what are your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel if you appreciate my coverage. Now listen to this.
Bitch, stop acting hard because your friends are around. Bitch, you're not about this life.
The last couple of days, I've been feeling like I'm losing my mind. I was questioning, why? Why would you do this to your own mama? I just can't believe she's gone, for real.
When you got the news,
I was devastated. Devastated. Didn't want to believe it. Tia will give you the shirt literally off of her back. Tia loved her kids, would do anything for her kids. She was very spiritual, very into God, changed her life around for God. I just want to know what really, what caused for that to get to this point to where you had to take your own mama's life.
Galveston police say just before 8, they responded here to Avenue Q, where they found the 34-year-old down on her porch with multiple gunshot wounds.
Suspect, it was reported at the time by witnesses that the suspect had fled the scene. While the location in the 5100 block of Avenue Q was an ongoing crime scene, at some point while investigators were there and performing their investigative duties, the suspect came back up on location, and she was taken into custody at that time.
Alicia tells me the family is processing this loss, including Tiamoya's other 4 children who are now without a big sister and a mom.
If a child is troubled, then a child is troubled. You can only help them so much. I was so mad at first, but as I got to talking to people and actually just thinking about what might have really happened, or mental health is real. It's going to take me a lifetime to get over this.
Galveston police say the 16-year-old is in custody without bond.
So you just heard from her friend. Now I'm going to play clips from various people where her daughter went and left comments under their video relating to various claims that the suspect in the case, of course, which would be her 16-year-old sister, that she was potentially pregnant, and other things that she responded to and left comments under the video. So I'm going to go ahead and play that, and then I'm going to show this short clip here.
So, our ride has been special. I love you guys. I want you to know that I will always be there. I am not your stepdad. I am your daddy. I promise to love you guys. I promise to never give up on you guys. And always be there.
See how I can get your daddy to pick you up by tomorrow. Huh? I'm trying to see how I can get your I'm trying to see how I can get your daddy to pick you up by tomorrow. Hell, I'm trying to do hot girl shit. I'm trying to see how.
My grandmother is very devastated because she wouldn't understand why her granddaughter would do that. And then people I was reading in the comments that knew the family or like lived in the neighborhood or whatever the case may be, they said that the mother was a very good mother. She was very attentive to her kids. Like, she really loved them. She could do no wrong, basically. So nobody really understands what happened. The only thing that the neighbor could report was there was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of yelling, but they don't know what it was about. And then after that, 5 shots went off and the daughter fled. So I really do.
So I really want to know what this little girl killed her mama like. What was going through your mind? What made you get that mad to shoot your mama several times, killing her? Like, girl, you didn't think about the aftermath of what you finna go through?
So I want to touch on the subject of the 16-year-old who unalived her mother in Galveston, Texas. And the reason why the story is so intriguing to me, because at one point, me and the mother, Tia, were Facebook friends. I do not know her personally. As I stated, we were Facebook friends. And I'll be honest, right off the rip, she caught my attention because she was such a young mother and she had a nice amount of children, I believe like 5 or 6, before the age of 30. And one thing I do recall from being friends with her on social media is she seemed to be very like into relationships. And the reason I bring that up is because, I recall at one point, like with one of the children's dads, she tattooed his name all over her body, just to find him. She ended up finding him in bed with a crackhead. Then I think at one point she moved to Boston to be engaged with some guy. And all while this was going on in the back of my head, and again, this is just what was posted on social media, I would always be wondering, like, where are her children? Like, this is a lot of moving around and relationships going on when there are so many children involved. And then even if you go to the little girl's social media page, she is on there turned up. Tattoos, getting high, the whole 9. You wouldn't know you was looking at a child's page. And I say all that to say there definitely is something more to the story. I don't think this was just a rebellious teenager that unalived their mother. I mean, yes, to an extent that is it, but I do believe there's a backstory. And I hope and pray that this little girl gets an opportunity to tell her story. But it's unfortunate, whatever her story is, it was selfish to take your mother away from the rest of your siblings. Now they have to go through life, hopefully not being displaced and scattered around. And God knows what only the future holds for them if they don't have the proper people in their lives. So it's very unfortunate for everyone involved, and my prayers go out to them in the most sincere way.
Bitch, stop acting hard because your friends are around. Bitch, you're not about this life.